Today we are going to can ground beef. Okay, so for some of you that's not new. It's a pretty simple process, but for others of you that don't do a lot of canning, it's a great way to get into pressure canning and it not be scary. It's fairly simple and straightforward. I use the dry canning method. Some people put broth on their canned hamburger. I personally don't. I like the flavor and the texture better. So yesterday when I was at Walmart, I always check their meat markdowns because A, I make my own dog food, so I like to check for that. And B, if there's meat on sale that's a really good deal, I'll pick it up, bring it home and can it, or stick it in the freezer if I need to. So yesterday I found four of these 3-pound lean ground beef rolls. And they were on clearance for $7.02, so that makes them about $2.33 a piece, and they're 93% lean, so that is awesome for canning because we won't have a lot of fat that we're gonna have to drain off the end of it. So I've already unwrapped 2 of them and put them in my stock pot. So that's 6 pounds of ground beef. We're gonna have a total of 12. My goal is when we're done is to have about 6 pints, I think, 6 pints of ground beef because it's 2 pounds per pint and this is already going to be cooked. So maybe about 6 pints of ground beef. We'll see. First, I'm going to put in some olive oil in my pan. I should have done this before I put the ground beef in, but I didn't think about it. No big deal. This is tastes really simple. It's garlic infused olive oil. We love garlic around here, so we're going to put that in, and then I'm going to chop up an onion. I'll have to excuse me for sounding nasally today. My allergies are kicking my butt, but it's so nice here. It's about the mid-70s. Sun is shining, and it's a perfect October day. So great day to run the pressure canner because you're not going to have to turn on the air conditioning. It's not going to heat the house up too much. So I'm going to do a whole onion. As I mentioned before to you all, my husband doesn't like onion in his food, but when I can it, the onion breaks down so much that you really don't even see the pieces. Honestly, I think it's the texture he has an issue with, not so much the taste, because if I put onion salt in something or just plain onion powder, he never says a word, but let him catch one onion in his food and he's not going to eat it. So anyway, I'm going to slice these up. It's just one basic yellow onion. A lot of people will brown their onion first. I don't think it's necessary. I just dice them as pretty fine as I can. Now the reason I don't flavor my ground beef specifically, like say for example taco meat or spaghetti meat or anything like that, is so that I can use it for general purposes. So if I just put the onion in it, and I've got a little bit of garlic pepper seasoning we're going to put in there, that leaves it generic enough that when I go to use it, I can use it for anything. I can use it in casseroles, I can use it in spaghetti, I can use it in vegetable soup, I can use it in tacos, I can use it in I make this really good nacho cheese dip where you put in a pound of hamburger, a pound of brown sausage, a can of cream mushroom soup, a block of Velveeta, and a big jar of salsa, and it's really good. The kids love it. So okay, so I have my onion chopped here, so I'm going to put it in my pan with my ground beef. And then I'm going to open the other 2 rolls of ground beef. See how nice and red that is? So you know it's a lot leaner than the some of the lower grades of ground beef. I like the 93% or higher if I get it, but if it's not on sale, I won't pay full price for higher just to can it, because honestly, if it's got a lot of fat, I can drain that off and rinse it before I can them. Okay, so I've got my ground beef all in my pot. And I'm going to brown this up, and when this is all brown and ready to be canned, let me put my get this open. Okay, there we go. This is my lemon pepper, or not lemon pepper, but my garlic pepper seasoning. I'll put that in there. And then when it's all browned up and ready to be canned, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to show you how I do that proper. Talk to you later. Bye. Alrighty, I'm back. I've got the hamburger thoroughly cooked now. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into pint-sized jars, since they hold 2 pounds of meat. That will give me a perfect amount for recipes. I used to have one of those really cool red and white ladles to ladle my product in it down into the jar, but I've broken 2 of them. They get hot and then the plastic breaks on them, so we'll just use a good old cup. Alright, so there's 1 jar of ground beef, and I do about a 1/2 inch headspace on that, and I don't pack it so tight that the heat can't penetrate. I started out with 12 pounds of lean ground beef. It was 93% lean. Okay, I have all of my ground beef put into jars. I ended up getting 12 jars, so approximately 1 pound of ground beef per jar. And what's great about it being the 93% lean is I had hardly any fat to drain off, and I was left with a lot of ground beef. So whereas when you use the cheaper ground beef, you lose a lot of weight, so then you end up with a lot fewer jars of meat. So this one is a partial jar, so I'm not going to run that one through the canner. I'm going to go ahead, I've got a pot of chili in the crock pot, so I'm just going to add that to my chili for dinner. And so then we'll go ahead and can up these, and they'll be perfect one-size jars for, like I mentioned earlier, tacos, casserole, spaghetti, cheese dip, anything like that you can use these in. So that is my canning hamburger video. I forgot to mention I'm going to can these at 75 minutes because that's what it is for pints of meat, and then I'm going to use 10 pounds of pressure because that's what it is for my elevation up here in northern Indiana. So wherever you're at, you check the elevation for your level. So anyway, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and if you like this video and you want to see more canning videos, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Talk to you later. Bye.